Hi, in this tutorial we will see for a resolve equation in mathematics. So it will be the first, the second and the third degree. As you can see, I have started a new application with a stack blitz, and we will start with the first degree. So what I will do, I will create a new component. So I suggest that we create with the Angular generator, and we can give the name equation. After, you can also do that in command line with ngGC and the name of the component. As you can see, I have the CSS, the HTML and the TS generate. Don't forget to declare that in the app module, so this is really important if you want to access that. Okay. After, we can see the name of the selector is app equation, so we will use that in the tutorial here. Okay, and it works, it's perfect. You will see in this tutorial a lot of things, how to display mathematical symbols and also how you can program that. And after, if we have time, we will do also the draw of the graphic curve for the second degree with the canvas. But first we will see for the first and the second and the third degree. Already mentioned in previous tutorial, I'm using Bootstrap, but I'm using Bootstrap Online, so I'm using the CDN. But you can use also in your intern application, of course, you are not obligated to do that with the online version. Feel free to use what you prefer. Okay, we can start. So what I'm imagining, I just imagine a drop down. You can select which degree you want to resolve the equation, and after some input. So of course, if you have the first, you have only one unknown variable. Two, it will be the second degree, you will have a 2, and the third you have 3. So it will be most logical here. Okay, we will start with the drop down. As you can see, I have passed some code from Bootstrap. You can go to the website and also use the copy paste and change some text here. So we will put 1, 2, 3 for the degree, and after we will create a variable for that. So I will create which degree we have. So as you know, you can put like the type a number, and we can set a default value. It will be 1. After, you can bind it in the select. Okay, I gave you some tips. So when you want to do the two-way binding, what you do, you create the banana box. It means with the brackets and also the curly bracket, the parentheses, sorry. But if you forget, what I propose, you can display the variable. So you put the double curly bracket, and you can see if I change, nothing changed. Why? Because I didn't do the two-way binding. How I can resolve that? I just put the parenthesis here, and you can see now if I'm changing, it will be there. So this is some tips that you can do if you are really starter with Angular. I propose that you just put the variable. Also, if you're not a starter, it's a good practice also to do that, just to verify if everything is okay. Okay, so we have binding, we have created the variable behind. Now we need some variable. Okay, I have copied some class and styling from Bootstrap. So we have the container, we have the row, and we will use with the Bootstrap 5 the call auto. So this is can be adjusted automatically to the row. So you will see better how we can use that. And I have used also the input group, so I can have this nice effect. So as you can see, you have the label before and after the value. After, I have put the input group, so this is what I mean. And we have the input, so please put that in the type for number, because we are writing number. We are not expecting something else. And you can have the numeric to increase or decrease if you put the type number with the HTML5. And after you can put some logical name for the variable. We will put something logical for the variable that we need. For the moment, we are just concentrate on the first degree. Okay, what we need also, we can prepare for the other degrees what we need. Okay, I will explain a little bit. So we have 4 sections. It will be for the x cubic and the x quadratic and x, and for the independent term. Of course, if we select the drop down, we will display only what the part we need, because we don't need to display everything. The first thing that I need to do is to create 3 variables and the independent term also. We have the x3, the x2, the x, so I will create some variable, and also the independent term here, it will be a b, for example. After, as you can see, I have binding with the input with the ng model, so this is the two-way binding, reading and writing. Reading and writing is really important, so you do the banana box to do that here. Okay, don't forget to name every variable that you need, and also to put a distinct name for that. So as you can see, I will must change here. Okay, it seems really good. As you can see, it's there. Just to verify, we will write the equation just below. So I write equation for the first degree, as you can see here. So for example, if I put something here, it must change below. So if we take, for example, for the first degree, this one, as you can see, it changed here. And if I put something for the independent term, it will be missed there. It's homogeneous, so it will be 0 equals 0. Okay, seems really good. Now we need to display what we need. Also, I will already prepare for the 2 other equations. Okay, I have prepared the text for the other equation. So as you can see, the first degree, the second degree, and the third degree. If we change here, it will be change, as you see, for the third degree. If I change here, it will be changed for the second degree. And if I change here, it will be for the x. And if we change here for the independent, it will be there. So this seems really good. As you can see, I have used the HTML. We will see a lot of command of HTML. It will be really nice. You have the sub. The sub is just to say that it's exposant, so it will be there. And you have the sub, it will be the opposite, just to say it's in this, just below. But for the moment, we just use the sub for the top. So you can, meaning it's a superior. So it's on the top. So this is seems really good. And of course, we have other symbol mathematic that we will see in HTML, and we will see that later. As you can see, I use the sub also for the X here. As you already know, I'm infographist, so I will tell you also about how you can present really good. Also, that this is the first part here that you can see. Okay, so we can continue. The next thing, we must show only the equation that we need. So we will do that now. To do that, it's really simple. You use the ng container with an ng if. We have already do the degree variable, and if it's double equal, it means that we do a comparison. Don't be confused with one equal, it will be assignment. If it's double equal, we are just seeing if we are one, we display only the container for the 1, only for the 2, and only for the 3. So if you see here, I'm switching, and you can see only the display that we are interested. Okay, we are really good. So now we must do the same for the top here. To do that, we just make some condition with the ng if. So it's more than 2, we display the exponent 3. It's more than 2 or equal, we show the 2, exponent 2, and the x we show it's superior or equal on that one. And the independent term, we show that in every case. So as you can see here, if I take the first, I have only the independent term and the x term. So this is really good because this is exactly what we need. And for the second, we display the second. And for the third, we will display the third here. Okay, seems really good. Okay, we just create a button to do the calculation, and I just put below just to have always the 4 columns, because as you know it's a grid with the 12 for the total, so it must be a multiple of 12 here. So I will just to put that below. After, when we change, the button will always be there. What I've created is also a method, as you can see, calculate, and I just put a console log. So as you can see, we can go here and we click and we can see it's a trigger. So this seems good. Always keep that simple before to come crazy if you must debug something. So just keep it easy. So the first thing that we need to do is resolve the first equation. So we will do that now. How we can do that? For example, we have 5x and we have something for the rest. So for example, I will take a 15 here. So if you take a 15 here, I divide everything by 5, so it will be x plus 3. So I pass the 3 other side, so it will be minus 3. So normally if you do minus 3, it will be equal to 0. It must the answer that we're waiting from here actually. Okay, so we can do that here. Okay, the first degree is the most easy. So what I do, I take the independent term, I divide by the x, and after I do the opposite, the negative, because we pass that to the other part of the equation. We can test it with the number that we do previously, so it will be 5 and 15. After I create the calculation and I see minus 3, so this seems correct. As you can do, as you can see, I have the ternary term here. So this is the first part, is to check if it's okay. If it's true, I'm doing that. If it's false, I'm doing that. So this is more easy, as you can see. And I just display the solution here with the cell x here. So I've created just the variable. Okay, the first degree is done. We can do now for the second degree. For the quadratic equation, so it will be the second degree, we must calculate the discriminant. So it's a mathematical formula, as you already know from school. It's b squared minus 4ac. So we will do exactly the same here. Okay, we write some mathematical symbol. So I use epsilon d. It's uppercase D. It's really important because if you do that, you will have the delta with another form. It will be the other form of the delta, but we need the triangle form here. So you put the uppercase for the D. And after, don't forget the comma point just to finish the HTML. So you have a lot of nice feature from HTML to write some symbol or character mathematical. And for the square, I just put the sub that we have already mentioned. Okay, we can continue. Okay, to calculate the delta, it's I'm using the mathematical library with the power, so it will be for the exponent. So this is the basis. The base is what you have here, and you put the square just on the top. So if you remember the mathematical formula, I have just right here, it will be the b. The b is the x. Don't confuse that with the b that we've put like independent term. Yes, I know I've chosen the same name of the letter, but it will be x here. So we'll put the x on the square minus 4 multiplied by the a and the c. So as you can see, we can test on this thing and it will give you 33. So after we have a multiple decision, but we will write that in the HTML first. Okay, I write that in the HTML. As you can see, we have the same thing that I've told before. So 9 square here. We have a minus 4 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 4, and it gives you 33. So be rational just to write if you are not don't know what you are doing, but it's really important. You press on calculate and it will calculate. It will give you exactly the same. Okay, we can continue. Okay, so what I do, I just add a condition for the show to show only when it's needed and not when it's not needed. So as you can see now, we can do the calculation, and when I press on calculate, it will be displayed. For the example here, I will take 1, 10 and 25, and it will give you minus 5. So this is correct for the x. To give more aspect from mathematical, I just put the curly bracket with the code hexadecimal that you can see here. So this is for the open and this is for the closed curly bracket. Don't confuse with that, because if you write that directly, it will be not accepted by the HTML here. Okay, so this seems good. We can do exactly the same for the first, to be precise. Okay, I do exactly the same for the first. As you can see, it's here. So I just put here, it's better. And we will do that for the second hole also. This is already done. Okay, we have the case when it's negative for the delta. So the equation has no solution in R. So this is really important, because you can have a solution in a complex set, but we will not see here, but it's possible also. So this is what we have. So what I will put, just if it's negative, I will display this message. Okay, now we need to see when we have something superior to 0. Okay, just to explain for the two solutions, what I did, I just put the condition for the delta greater than 0. I do the math square function with the delta and divide by the 2 multiplied by the a, it's the x square. And you do exactly the same for the solution for the x and the solution for the second. I do the first part for the c. So I calculate that just one time, and I do a plus or minus this term here. As you can see, it's simplified here. and after we can display that. Just to let you know, we have the epsilon radic, so it's just to display the square that you can see here. Epsilon delta with the uppercase, it will display this symbol. And after what I decide, I just put the set that you can see. You have two answers, so we just separate by a comma here. So we just respect the mathematical symbol. As you can see now, we have the three options. So one, when there is a single value, when the delta is 0. When you have two rows, when the delta is superior than 0, and when there is no answer, as you can see here. Okay, seems good. Okay, we are ready for the third degree. I have created this method. So what I do, I just take the independent number, I take the absolute value, I take the minus for the loop until the opposite, and I will check which value can be fit with that. So I try -6, -5, -4, and -3, and finally I find that -3 can give 0 to this equation. So what I do, I do the calculation with the equation. This is only what you see here. So this is the part that you see, x3 multiplied by the index here to the third exponent for the cubic, and the square after, and after the independent term, as you can see here, and after the x, sorry, and after the independent term. And I see if it's equal 0. When it's equal 0, I save the index and I break, because I don't need to search something else, because I have find what I have needed, and I can display the following step after. So we will use the OR method, so I will do that just now. Okay, we can continue with the code here for the third degree. So I used the Horner method. So sorry, it was not OR method, but Horner. So what we do is just the try error. So we try some value that it can be fit with the equation. After, when we have find the value, we just keep this value in memory, and we can use this value to create the table. What I will explain with the table, I just display a table, and we can put the value, multiply by the column, so we will see better directly, because I've already prepared that. So we go here, I take an example. Okay, for this example, I just take the value 2, 3, minus 11, minus 6. After we construct the table with every number that we have here, 2, 3, minus 11, minus 6, and we just report for the first column. After the number that we have find, so this number gives 0 to the equation, we multiply that by the first number. After you have the number here, you can make the addition of the two number, it will give you this number. You can multiply this number by this number, you have the number here, and it will give you the result just below. So after you repeat, so I multiply this number by this number, I have this number, I make the addition of the two number, I have this number, I multiply the two number here, and I have the number here, and after you have 0. What I did, I just the equation, so it will be x minus the number that we have found here, multiply by this number here, so it will be the square, x square, the x and the independent term, and this is 0, so it was another number, we must make the addition here, but it's not the case. And after what we do, I just retrieved the method that I did for the second degree. So what I do is I just copy the code, and because the name of the variable is exactly the same, and we can see the results with the equation that we have here. So we calculate the delta here, and after we have two rows, and we can have the solution here. I just add the number -3 because this is the mode that we have for the third degree here. So it will give you all the set of the solution here. I take another example here, I take other value, and I have this result here just below. And we can see it works. Also, we can go back to the first degree just to check if everything is okay, as we did previously. And now we can see it, everything is okay. So okay, we have the 3. This is basic because there is no old exploration of the math, but you can see some concept to draw, and also to use the HTML also to display some equations. Now we will see how to draw the curve on the canvas. Okay, to draw on the canvas, just what I did, I put the canvas, so it's in HTML5. I put an ID, and also the ID from Angular, as you can see here. Some property, you can do that of course in the CSS, but it's just for the demonstration of the canvas. And after in the TypeScript, what I did, I just declare a variable with the canvas, HTML canvas, and with the ID that I have give, so that you have seen before. And after I have a context, I use the after view init just to initialize the context here with the get context 2D. After, when we have this object initialized, we can draw on this. So just I recall that. Clear rect is just to erase the zone from the 0 to 0 to the white and the 8, so it means on the bottom here. And after I begin to path, so and begin to draw. The draw can be really small, so I just multiplied some coordinate here from the x and the y by 4, just to have a bigger graphic there. If you want more precision, you can do also with more multiplied to see more near of the graph also. It's possible. And to center, I just take the canvas white, divide by 2, and 8 also. So this is just mathematical functions here. And to stroke, after, just to draw what we have, draw with some coordinate here. Okay, and I have called that on the second degree just after there. So if we can try on this value. I do the calculate, and as you can see, the graph is a draw with the nice curve that we have seen. Okay, so you have seen some basic function from the canvas. You can do more with that, but it's just to see that you can draw your curve from the equation here. Okay, I hope you have learned a lot of new things. I put the code on Stack Blitz, and you can see better with more control of the code also. This is a demonstration, a lot of topics here, just the mathematical stuff, but more concentrated to draw, and also how to display the special character for mathematicals in HTML, also to draw on a canvas, and also how you can resolve some basic linear equation. But this is really from the first, second, third degree. After you can do, of course, more complicated. Okay, I hope you have enjoyed this tutorial, and see you for next tutorial. Bye.